Hi, it's the end of October, nearly Christmas, and I have got 7 books to talk to you about. I read 7 books in the second half of September. I've had a really good reading month this month. I seem to have done nothing else but read. Where did I start? I started with... Let me find my books. I've lost it. I should have got this ready. I started with a book. I listened to an audible. And it was O Caledonia by Elspeth Barker. And this is like a sort of gothic coming of age story set after World War II. And the opening chapter is Janet's murder. Her bloody body is found near the bottom of the stairs of this rambling house. And then the book is her life. And we see her as an awkward young girl trying to make her way in the world. She adores... Whoa! Where did that go? Sorry about that. She adores books. She is academic. She doesn't really fit in with her family. She doesn't fit in with the school. And her only friend really is a jackdaw. You've got very atmospheric descriptions. You've got quirky characters, and Janet springs off the page. I like that one a lot. That was really nice to listen to. Then I moved on to a NetGalley arc that comes out on the 9th of November, and it's Bird Life by Smaill. And there's a dreamlike quality to this one. You've got 2 women, Yusuko and Dinah, and this is sort of their inner lives. Dinah's moved from New Zealand to Japan to teach in a Tokyo school, and she meets Yusuko. Yusuko also teaches there, and both women have got loss in their lives. Dinah's lost her brother, and Yusuko's lost her son. He's moved out, and Yusuko, when she was 13, she discovered she had superpowers. She could talk to animals and they would talk to her. But it caused her father to become estranged from her. It caused her son to move out. And she believes that Dinah can reconnect her with her son. Dinah herself, she doesn't cope with her loss. She sleeps on a bench instead of in her flat. And then she gets the presence of a brother in her flat. You've got almost an exploration of mental illness in this one, as these 2 women meet and explore their inner lives. Then another NetGalley arc, and this one comes out on the 2nd of November, and this one I liked a lot. TheLeftover Woman by Kwok. And you've got 2 perspectives in this one. And it covers motherhood, race, immigration, adoption, and China's one-child policy. And there's a twist that I didn't see. Jasmine has entered the US illegally. She's escaping her controlling husband, and she's looking for the daughter. She's a victim of this one-child policy in China. And Rebecca is an American wife who's got it all. She's an editor. She's got a gorgeous husband. She's wealthy. She's got Chinese adopted daughter, but she's a working mum, and life for her is a tightrope balance. But she's suffering because a scandal in her profession has caused a drop in her reputation. And when these 2 women connect, wow, I wanted them both to have a good ending. I really did. But I'm not telling you what the ending was. No, definitely not. Then I moved on to the first in a fantasy series. The publisher reached out to me, this one. Would I like to review this book? It's been out a while, but it's one I'd never come across. And it's The Song of the Sirin by Nicholas Kotar. And it's the first in a fantasy series, the Raven Sons fantasy series. And there's 5 in the series. Whether the 5th book is the last or whether there's any more to follow, I don't know. I've only read the first one. and it's full of dragons and hags and shapeshifters and Sirin, and it's based on a Russian fairy tale. Voron, one of the main characters, is on a quest. He's got adventures, he battles monsters, he battles his own weakness. He's a hero who's human and who makes mistakes. Where he lives, Vasilia, it's a country that was once rich and prosperous. There was a covenant between the people and Adonis, the god. But people are forgetting their culture, they're forgetting their religion, and so this covenant is weakening and the forces of darkness are approaching. You've got four viewpoints. You've got Voron, you've got Sabiana, who's his betrothed almost, you've got Labia, who's his sister, and Mernian, who is Sabiana's brother. These four, I think, are going to be instrumental through the series. These are the four viewpoints that we follow. And they all face trials. There are twists, there's turns, there's monsters. It's full of symbolism as well. Symbolism that you can almost relate to our modern times. Yeah, I enjoyed that fantasy series, and when I get through my TBR, I'll be picking up the next ones to carry on the series. Then I read another NetGalley arc, and this was a young adult one, and it comes out on the 7th of December, and it's by Ravena Guron, and it's Catch Your Death. I read her other book, This Book Kills, a while back, and this one I preferred. There's a twist in it that pulls the rug from under you. You've got 3 points of view, Lizzie, Jane and Devi, 3 teenage girls who find themselves stranded on Bramble Estate in the middle of a snowstorm. The estate belongs to Emily Van Ford, who's a very wealthy woman who gives loads of money to charity. And also on the estate is her husband Charles, who's a politician, and their teenage daughter Lottie. The day that these 3 girls get stranded on the estate is the day that Emily's decided to throw a dinner party for the family. And she's also invited Lottie's boyfriend and Charles's nephew. The girls are told to stay in the West Wing while the party's happening, and everything is fine until they are disturbed to say that Emily, their host, is dead. She's been poisoned, and so they are trapped in this rambling manor house that has got secret passageways and vanishing weapons, and it's told through the points of view of these 3 girls, and you've got police interviews as well. I enjoyed that. I didn't see the twist coming, and I really enjoyed that one. I preferred it to her other one. Then another thriller, another NetGalley arc, and this one comes out on the 4th of January next year. And again, one with a twist, and what a twist this one was. The Woman on the Ledge by Ruth Mancini. And there's an unsettling feel about this one all the way through. And I'm going to be careful not to say too much, because if I tell you the twist, it'll spoil it. Tate Kinsella is arrested for murder. A woman is found at the bottom of the 24-story office block where she works, and she's arrested for her murder. And Tate tells the police that the night before at the office party, she had talked this woman down from the ledge. They'd gone for a drink. She'd taken her home. She has got nothing to do with the murder, the death. But the partygoers tell a very different version of events. And the police don't believe her. And you get the feeling her lawyer doesn't believe her. And because she's unreliable, we don't really believe her either. She's got secrets. And then you get the twist. It's told in 3 parts. And each part begins with, sort of almost word for word, how the first part began. But it goes in a different direction, and you can see what you didn't see the first time. So that happens. And it's about stolen childhood, obsession, revenge, love, difficult decisions. You get put into very dark and grim places at times. And I thought it was Excellent. I didn't see the twist, and I bet you don't either. And then the last one was on Audible, and it was Lanny by Max Porter. Again, with Max Porter, you've got these multiple voices, which is perfect for listening to on Audible. You've got Dead Papa Toothwort, who collects snippets of conversations as he's going around the village. He's a green man type figure. Imagination or real, you decide. He's older than the village. He's the bogeyman. He's the bogeyman that parents warn their children about. He's the bogeyman that children tease each other about. The village is a commuter village, and so in these snippets of conversation, you've got the villagers' opinions of the incomers, people who've moved into the village because it's a commuter village. Robert and Jolie are incomers, and their son Lanny, their young son Lanny, he's a free spirit. He wanders the woods. He's in touch with nature, and he starts taking art lessons from Mad Pete. The villagers call him Mad Pete. He's a renowned artist, a famous artist, and he encourages Lanny with sort of folklore and love of nature. And the first part of the voices of Robert and Jolie and Pete and Papa Toothwort. The second part, something's happened. So you have a sort of like a jumble of voices, and you've also got the media as well, and also a comment on the media about how they twist everything, how they don't work for people in trouble, they work against them almost. And then the third part is the resolution, and Papa Toothwort almost, I was going to say squares the circle, completes the circle. So those are the 7 books that I read this half of the month. Really enjoyed this reading month. But my book of the month is the book that I read the first half of the month, and it is still my book of the month, and it's Benjamin Myers' The Perfect Golden Circle, because I loved the gentleness of it, the relationship between the two men, and the love of nature. I thought it was perfect. So that was October. Let's see what November brings. So happy reading. Take care.